All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm New York City Parks Commissioner Sue Donahue, and I want to welcome everyone to the Red Hook Recreation Area. I could not be more excited to be here during Earth Week to celebrate the culmination of years of work to revitalize these ball fields and make them cleaner and healthier for this community. First of all, I want to thank all of our speakers who have joined us today. Our esteemed Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. Our U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Regional Administrator Lisa Garcia is here. We are so pleased to be joined by Congressmember Nydia Velazquez, as well as our local council member, Alexa Aviles. And we're so pleased to be joined by the Deputy Director of the New York City Mayor's Office of Sustainability, Kizzy Charles Guzman. I would be remiss if I didn't also take note of all the other wonderful partners who are with us today who helped make this become a reality. I want to call out the NYCHA Tenants Association, East and West, Miss Brown and Miss Marshall. I want to call out the 76th Precinct. Executive Officer Doug Moody is here. NYCHA Housing Officer Patel. So many great teams and youth organizations behind me. And I want to recognize the Bonnie's Youth League, who's here, who uses these fields, the Bonnie's. It really does take a village to make something like this happen, and we're so thrilled to have you all here. With the reopening of these fields, we're celebrating an act of environmental justice. It's about righting the environmental wrongs of our past and ensuring that every neighborhood has access to high-quality, healthy, and safe parks. It admittedly took us some time to get here, but we are so proud to have seen this great project through. In New York, our parks are not just a luxury, they are a necessity. We rely on them for health and fitness. They are where we gather and make memories. Places like this where people learn to throw a ball or what it means to be part of a team. And the pandemic highlighted only so much how much more and how important they are to all New Yorkers. When parks and the EPA found contaminants in the soil here in Red Hook, the remains of a lead smelting plant that used to be at this site, we knew we had to make the tough choice to temporarily close these fields. With support and guidance from the EPA, we began an extensive remediation and reconstruction project to protect members of this community. Today, we're happy to report that these fields are safer and better than ever, and they are ready right in time for this year's baseball season. After undergoing an $18 million reconstruction, fields 5 through 8 now boast a new synthetic turf field for a variety of sports, new dugouts, rain gardens, ADA-compliant ramps, and plantings to beautify this area. And we're continuing our work and commitment here to ensure that all the fields here at Red Hook are safe. 3 more reconstruction projects in the Red Hook recreation area are currently moving ahead, with Ball Field 9 and Soccer Field 2 behind me expected to reopen this summer. And I know when this entire project is complete, our fields will be filled with passionate players like the one standing behind us, anxious newbies, people cheering and jeering, and more for generations to come. I want to thank the community here at Red Hook for their support and patience with this project. And let us all be reminded of the importance of caring for our natural environment, establishing safe spaces for all, and improving the quality of life for all New Yorkers and for all humans. Before I turn it over to our speakers, I must give a big shout out to our parks team who've worked so hard behind the scenes to help get us to this point. I want to start by recognize our Deputy Commissioner for Capital Projects, Therese Braddock. Yay, Therese. Our Brooklyn Borough Commissioner, Marty Marr. Our Design Manager, Kevin Horgan. And our Construction Director, Alaire O'Connor. Thank you all. Now, please join me in welcoming EPA Regional Administrator Lisa Garcia.
Hello, hello. Buenas tardes. It is great to be out here on this new field. Good afternoon, Mayor, Congresswoman, Councilwoman, and Executive Director for Climate and EJ at the Mayor's Office, Kizzy. And thank you so much, Commissioner. It's just wonderful to be out here celebrating the partnership to clean this site up. We know that legacy sites, such as the Columbia lead smelting site, which was here, take a real concerted effort to tackle and clean up. And it really takes the coordination at this site with the City of New York. Parks Department especially. I just want to say that EPA is so thankful for the work that happened here, from the testing of the soil, finding out what levels of lead, and unfortunately having to close the site, but really even expanding the work to find out what other areas we can clean up. And so while we're celebrating this site is finally ready for reuse, we know that construction and cleanup continues around the area. So it's just really great to be able to celebrate this. The journey to clean up these sites and the coordination takes a long, long time. These ball fields first began with a collaborative effort between EPA, New York City Parks to sample small areas here, and the results showed those high levels of lead that we are talking about in several fields. Ball Field 7 sits right on top of the former Columbia smelting plant, and beginning in 2015, the ball fields 5 and 8 were closed to the public. New York City installed starting in 2019, New York City Parks began the cleanup of ball fields 5 and 8 under the supervision and partnership with EPA. And the work was not easy. New York City Parks installed a new protective soil barrier, which we are standing on today. So now it's protective, as the commissioner said. And the ball fields have new trees, new plants, drainage features, which I know doesn't make sense, but capturing stormwater runoff, which also helps tackle some of our climate change issues. And in December, these ball fields were open to the public as work was beginning to be completed. So we're just really happy that the completion of the work is done, because as we know, there is no safe level of lead. And so that was the most important thing, is that the kids and the families in this community, even though we had to shut it down, were protected from the contamination here. We came in, partnered with everybody, cleaned it up, and today we're celebrating this wonderful, beautiful new field on a great day. So exactly like everyone's saying, the kids and the families can once enjoy this area. So I just want to say thank you so much from the US EPA. I also want to thank the EPA staff, just quickly, Joe, Margaret, and Natalie especially, for the work that they did here, cleaning up, and the long effort for many, many years to get us here. So thank you everyone for the partnership, and let's go play ball.
Yes, exactly. And thank you, Lisa. Next up, I'm pleased to welcome Congressmember Nydia Velazquez.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, all of you, for being here. This is for you. This is for our community, but most particularly for our children. And today we are making a statement. When we talk about systemic inequities, this is how we do it.
That's right.
Every inch and every part of our city, particularly in underserved communities. We are here to say no more. Every New Yorker, every human being has the right to safe and safety, especially when it comes to the health of our communities. So, Commissioner and Mr. Mayor, Administrator Lisa Garcia and her team, Mayor Adams and his team, and of course, our beloved Commissioner of Brooklyn, Maddie Mayer. Thank you for all the work, Council Member Alexa. So the statement we are making today is that strong community engagement and agency collaboration is essential for Red Hook's sustainable future, and indeed for the future of all communities across New York City. And I am just so happy that we are here. And as Commissioner Lisa Garcia said, we cannot make a commitment that we have removed all the contaminants, but we can make a statement that we will feel safe, that our children can come out of this pandemic where so many people have been depressed, wanted to socialize. Here, this is for you, and I am just so happy. Once again, this is what it takes. All levels of government telling our communities that we care, And so let's play ball. And he doesn't have any jersey.
This bee off you, you know.
So I have my uniform, but Mr. Mayor, I don't know about you. I have my Met jersey in my office, okay?
Saved her life.
Thank you so much, Congressmember Velazquez. We're so thrilled to have you here and celebrating with us. I'm now pleased to welcome our City Council member, Alexa Aviles.
Hey. Oh my goodness, how are we doing today? Amazing. It's a beautiful day. I want to first thank Congressional Representative Nydia Velazquez. You have been here struggling hard with our community for so long, and it is because of your persistent leadership and commitment to not taking no for an answer that we are all here today. So thank you. To our federal partners, our EPA Regional Administrator, Lisa Garcia, thank you so much. To the whole EPA team, thank you so much. To my predecessors, right, who were here in the struggle, I get to come in at the end, although the work is not done, right? We have a lot more fields we need to work on. To the mayor's team, to the parks team, Commissioner Donahue, I look so forward to working with you, and to all the parks department, Parky, ho, yes. And lastly, to the Red Hook community. This community is resilient, it is beautiful, it is strong, and it is tough as nails. And if you think Red Hook suffers no fools, if you think you're gonna shine them, you are in for a different lesson. This has been a long fight. And the houses, as we know, is in the middle of a resiliency project, but still there is so much work that needs to happen in the people's apartments, where lead in Red Hook houses is higher than anywhere else in any public housing across the city. We have a lot of work to do. So I just wanted you to know that I'm committed to that work. I'm committed to seeing it through, and I know our community will make sure to hold us all accountable so that we get it done. Because they deserve a field, facilities, services that reflect the dignity and worth and amazingness that they are, and I'm committed to making sure that that gets done. And so I thank you for your partnership, because we have more fields to go, and that includes our Red Hook Recreation Center, which is critical to our community. So thank you so much. And yeah, let's play ball.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Aviles. And finally, it is my great privilege, and I'm so proud to welcome our great mayor of New York City, Eric Adams.
Thank you so much. I remember a few years ago when we stated we were going to have to close the ball fields. It's about 7 years. And the Congresswoman pushing and saying, we got to get this done. We have to make sure not only do we deal with the lead issue, but we need to bring a quality product here so that the people and families of this community could enjoy. And I remember speaking with Ms. Lillian, and meeting with her and the team and walking through Red Hook together as we deal with some of the issues that the councilwoman is talking about. How do we bring quality to NYCHA in a real way, and why it is so important what the Congresswoman attempted to do and bringing in $35 billion to our city. We have to really make sure that money comes in so we don't put a Band-Aid on a condition that has generations of denying the right support that's needed in NYCHA. And as the mayor of the city of New York, we're committed to doing that with all of our partners. This is a great day for Red Hook. It's a great day for Red Hook. After a 7-year wait, these young people have waited for 7 years to see this field come back and see the type of quality fields that you see in other parts of the city. You have not been denied. A Red Hook ball field is back. It is back. And we're going to ensure the other ball fields receive the support that they deserve. We're cutting the ribbon today on ball fields 5 and 8. We're going to continue to expand with our amazing commissioner and the person that just loves his job so much, Marty. He just loves putting out fields. So the clean soil, the drainage, the quality that the families deserve. And this is only phase 1. With the remediation and reconstruction, we're going to push through the other phases and get the quality that these families deserve. And I want to thank EPA. Number one, when they identified the problem, they could have just said, we're just going to wait to retest. No, they said there's a problem here. Let's not deny it. Let's address it. And let's correct it. And so thank you so much for what you have done and will continue to do. And you're right, Commissioner, parks are not a luxury. It's a necessity. In fact, it's the great equalizer. Because when your son or daughter plays ball on this field, it doesn't matter what you do occupationally. We're all the same. We're all kicking the soccer field. We all want our times at bats as Bonnies. We all want an opportunity to enjoy this field. There is probably no other place in public domain that's a great equalizer like a park. And park equity must be important. That's what we did at Prospect Park with Sue Donahue, and that's what we're going to do all across the city. The only park in the city is not called Central Park. All of our parks matter. Every community, the parks matter, and that's what we're going to focus on in this administration. It's restoring areas that have been denied for so many years, and right here in Red Hook, we're creating this new space and access points for families and memories to be made. These young people called Bonnies and this soccer team, look at that diversity. Look at that diversity. The relationships they're developing today when they're at bat, when they kick the soccer ball, when they learn how to win and lose, when they watch their parents on the sideline forgetting that this is only a game and they got to calm them down. These relationships are going to last a lifetime. I am still in touch with those who I played Little League ball with and the relationships that you have together. And so I'm excited for this project. I want to thank all that are involved. This is what our communities look like. This is what our communities can become. And I want to join the narrative from everyone else. Let's play ball. Thank you very much. So cut the ribbon.
Yes, exactly.
Let's go now.
I think now we're just going to All right.
Can you kids go down, please?
I'm gonna go down, all right? Excuse me.
Council member, Congress member.
Excuse me.
So listen. You hold with the left. We're gonna do we'll do from 10. This will give it a big crowd. Right, from 10 to 1 and then cut. And you hold it up with your left hand. All right?
Yeah, come.
Okay, here, turn it on. So they can see, folks. So they can see.
See right here. Come on, this side.
Look at the ribbon, look at the camera.
You come here. Guys, go to the other side. Come on.
I gotta get a That's two.
All right, everybody ready? Why don't set a countdown from 10. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
cut! Scissors in the air!
Dominoes. Hey, no, get on it.
Restricting pedestrian access and making it harder to move around. Now, your sanitation commissioner said the other day that she wanted to move faster on containerization of trash. Your Department of Transportation commissioner said the other day that he's just waiting for City Hall to give him...
Question. We don't need, I'm getting ready to bounce, guys, so you need to talk to your colleague. Get to the question. All right.
Get stuff done, Mayor. When will you commit to containerizing trash and getting it out of pedestrians' way?
Yes. Next question.
Hi.
How are you, Danielle?
Good. Happy Earth Week.
Yes.
I was wondering, do you still think zero waste by 2030 is possible, and what are your plans for meeting it, if so?
Zero. We're going to keep pushing through. Listen, we're dealing with an economic crisis right now, and so we have to shift on how we make sure we look at those areas that we want to accomplish, and I think it is possible. We have to roll out a real plan year by year to analyze where we are we meeting our targets, where do we have to push further, and so I think it is possible, and we're going to fight to get there.
Mayor, when did you file an extension for your taxes? And second question, you pledged this morning to invest more in the cannabis industry in New York City. Can you explain a little bit more about this and how you hope the cannabis industry will grow in New York City?
Yes, already filed an extension. That's one. Days ago, probably I think Fridays. Second, the cannabis. What happened with the cannabis industry, which we're concerned about, is that those who were impacted the most by heavy-handed policing around marijuana, around being arrested, have police records. So it's important for us that the SPS goes out, use the money that we're allocating to go out, encourage people about the businesses, how to start up, how to navigate the complexities of ensuring our legacy project actually reach people on the ground. That's crucial for me. Also, I want to look at those who were arrested, fix credit reports, have job training. We need to look at making people whole who experience the over-aggressive, heavy-handed police practices around marijuana. And that is what these dollars are going to go to. It's going to help people build out and understand the infrastructure of going after the cannabis business. Hold on, Queen. I'm going to get to you. Let me deal with the press right now. I'm not going to leave until I talk to you, okay?
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, two questions. One of which you had on...
Yes.
I got it. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You had on your schedule this morning that you were going to attend the wake for the 12-year-old who was shot, and you didn't appear. Was there something that came up? What caused the change in the schedule?
Yeah, we were in Brooklyn en route, about 10 minutes away, because I wanted to personally give her $500 because funerals are expensive. So I wanted to personally give her the money to help out during this time. I had a 10 a.m. meeting with civil rights leaders around gun violence. That meeting was canceled twice already in the civil rights meeting. So we thought we could do both. I didn't want to illegally use lights and sirens and break the law. We thought we could do both. When I saw that I couldn't get there in time, I just wired the money to, I went on GoFundMe and gave the money to the family, and I went to the civil rights meeting. My underground CAU team was there. Pastor Morose has been with the family throughout this whole endeavor, and I'm going to reach out to the mother later, and I'm sure she's traumatized with this whole incident.
Taxes for a second, if I could. You keep talking about how there's no legal requirement for you to release the documents, but Mayor Koch did, and Mayor Dinkins did, and Mayor Giuliani, and Bloomberg, and de Blasio all did. Why shouldn't you hold yourself to the same standard?
I spent 2 days talking about my taxes. This is day 3, and one thing I can promise you, it's not going to be a day 3. I already talked about it. I answered all the questions. That's a wrap. I am not going to spend days talking about the same things when I'm watching babies being shot in the city. I'm watching people fighting for housing. I'm watching all of these crises. So this may be news to others, but it's not news to these folks here. I have a city to run. 2 days I entertained your questions, and it's not going to be a third day. I will release my taxes, as I stated, and I look forward to showing everyone how much money I pay in this city in taxes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yesterday I asked you about the letter from the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office submitted as part of the Rikers court case. You said you hadn't gotten a chance to read it at that point. Have you gotten a chance to read it now? What's your response? What do you think of the idea of placing Rikers under federal receivership?
We're going to meticulously go through the letter and see. I reached out to the commissioner. I spoke to my chief counsel. And I stated that we are working in partnership with the U.S. Attorney's Office. I'm happy they have new leadership there, the first African American in the Southern District in the history. So we look forward to looking at the letter, finding out if there's a communication problem, and work with the U.S. Attorney's Office. Our goal is to create an environment that people who are incarcerated is treated with dignity, employees are treated with dignity, and those who want to visit their loved ones are treated in dignity. And so we look forward to that. And if there was a communication problem, we're going to rectify that. But let's be clear. I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. The crisis of Rikers did not start January 1st, 2022. The crises with Rikers have been happening for decades. And so if you now say, okay, Eric Adams is mayor, and now all of a sudden, I know it's hard to believe, I've only been mayor for 4 months. I know that's hard to believe, but I've only been here for 4 months. Decades of problems in Rikers. We are now have the right commissioner, the right team, and we're going to move to fix those problems. And I look forward to being a partner with the U.S. Attorney in accomplishing that.
Federal leadership at Rikers because there's been such an extensive crisis there.
Well, I say all I say is give me a chance. Give me a chance. We have witnessed how others have failed. Now give me a chance. Let's work together. And that's my message to all those who are critiquing Rikers. We're 4 months in. Give me an opportunity. And why give me an opportunity? Because the people on Rikers, they look like me. They look like me. And I want them to be able to serve their time with dignity, come home, and be productive citizens in our society. And I'm committed to doing that. We have a lot of people who have been running Rikers. This is the first Latino commissioner. We have a lot of people who are running Rikers that don't look like the inmates in Rikers. And so now you have a mayor that looks like the inmates in Rikers. And you know what? I'm the only mayor in history that once sat in a jail cell when I was arrested as a child. So I know what they're going through. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Thank you.